Hello, so this is Tom, and this is my little video in an attempt to describe some of the work I've been doing off the corner of my desk towards a holistic view of engagement so we can better serve Canadians. First, there's the gratuitous dog picture, because every presentation I do has a picture of my dogs. This one has some relevance in that they're curious, and I'm curious what we could do by combining available technologies and new approaches to engaging with Canadians. First, we're talking about business requirements, and I want to remind everybody why business requirements are so important. Big IT systems frequently fail, and frequently the reason is described as inadequate business requirements. So, the approach I'm taking might be a little bit different than what you're used to. So, I'd like you to remember what this smart man said. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used to create them. So, if we think about the business of government, we're talking about business requirements. We need to support the business of government. This is a model that I chose to follow. We can argue about the details, and you can read the details later, but basically, the premise is government does a few things. We formulate policy, both big policy and small p policy. We create legislation and regulations. We develop and deliver programs and services, hundreds of them. And we evaluate and refine those programs and services. So, assuming that is the starting place of what we're trying to support, I looked at what functions we might need to do that, and came up with a proposed list of 5 high-level functions. These need to be tested as we go forward and added to, revised. Perhaps some will turn out to be irrelevant. But my premise is that we must share information, lots of different types of information. We must identify and nurture communities because, after all, we are a government of people. Those communities are both inside of government and external. We need to gather knowledge so that we make good decisions based on evidence. We need to create options that are viable. And then we need to discuss those options and decide upon which directions we're going to take. And then we need to monitor our progress as we go through evaluation. When I map those functions to the business requirements, it's full of green check marks. So this must be good. All right. Then, a couple of assumptions. I'm assuming here we need to be agile and user-centric. I'm assuming that one big procurement is not the way to go in terms of providing some sort of level of enterprise engagement. And I'm also assuming that our understanding of requirements will evolve over time. The purpose, overall, supporting collaborative and interactive government, with a couple of outcomes there. So it starts with the humans. 2 types of humans. The ones on the top in the green oval are humans that want to receive a service, learn, complain, suggest, or participate. We might call these people Canadians. We might call them stakeholders. We might call them citizens. We might call them customers. We might call them a number of things. But they're people. People who we have to serve in some way, shape, or form. At the bottom, we have humans who want to share information, listen, learn, and better serve Canadians. That's you and me, people. That's the public servants. We need to manage things. We need to listen. We need to learn. What do the humans want to do? Well, the humans on the top need to discover ways in. They need to learn about programs and services that are relevant to them. They need to participate, or they may want to participate. They may want to join a community that can affect a positive solution, and they may want to collaborate. From our point of view, the public servants, we need to manage all of this, and we may be engaged with them on a spectrum that might look something like this. At the one end, we're informing people of what we're doing, and then we're consulting them and asking for their opinion on our plans. Or we may engage in deliberation and common problem solving, and then we may collaborate and actually co-create solutions. So, what might this look like? If I look at the pieces that are out there, there are literally lots and lots and lots of tools. And the diagram that comes next is an attempt to sort of see how they might fit together in a human-centric way. So, maybe it's called a GC Commons. In the Discover bubble, we have humans who are going to learn about us through various channels on the left there, which are sort of the regular way they might learn about something. They may actually come to the website and discover us discover a particular engagement through a forthcoming engagement portal, something that mimics or improves upon consultingcanadians.ca. And there might be a social discovery function where we're actually connecting people and maybe inviting them one-on-one. So if we look at the learning piece, we might want to learn how to do things, either as internal participants or external participants. How do I participate? How do I engage? How do I communicate? How do I complain? We may be conducting experiments, not just internally within the GC, but externally. And our partners may be conducting experiments. Those experiments should be described. We should be posting ideas for new experiments. We should be describing them. We should be publishing the evidence associated with those so that we can learn what works and what doesn't. And we should be learning about metrics. In other words, we should be sharing metrics as we get them. From a participation point of view, Mr. Canadian here can go through our event pages, find results pages from previous consultations, a wide variety of tools and methods in there. They may want to join. So if we think about joining in terms of, you can be an anonymous person and vote or participate in a consultation, but you may also want to register, and you may want to be verified, and you may want to be trusted so that you can collaborate and join us in in-depth co-creation. Finally, at the bottom, we have the manage function with public servants who need to manage all of this. They need to communicate with targeted promotions and featured events and just ongoing communication. This is central to the whole idea of engaging on a regular basis. We need to govern it, and it's a messy governance situation. Internally, we have 4 or 5 departments who have something to say about this. We need to manage users. We need to manage communities, comments, content, security, all of that. All of that needs to be worked out in detail. And we have metadata and open standards that we need to adhere to whenever possible. Finally, program analysis and adaptation, this little circle here. So the idea is that all our programs and services are constantly going through a learning thing. And as we learn, we share that learning in the learning component of this bubble. And we get better. So that's it. That's all I got. I just wanted to share that with you. There's a document on GCpedia that can evolve, providing much, much more detail. The whole purpose of this video is just a quick little introduction to it and maybe illustrate some of what was going through my brain at the time. Take care. If you have any questions, please get in touch. Thank you very much.